Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So, we received a mountain of sources this time, articles, training notes, transcripts, all focused on an idea that really just flies in the face of what we're all told about getting older.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, we're taught to just expect it, right? Stiff joints, getting weaker, losing your freedom. It's just part of the deal.
Yeah, that it's inevitable.
Exactly. But the consensus across all this material is pretty radical. It argues that physical decline is overwhelmingly a result of disuse, not age.
So, it's an inactivity problem.
It's an inactivity problem that's just, masquerading as a time problem.
Okay, let's unpack that for a second.
Right.
Because if the body is really that adaptable, I mean, why is this idea so accepted? Are these sources just ignoring things like genetics or chronic disease?
Not at all. They acknowledge those factors for sure, but they draw a very clear line. The vast majority of that age-related stiffness and weakness, it's mechanically reversible.
Reversible.
And so our mission today is to pull out the wisdom around 5 specific science-backed movements. The sources call them the 5 human non-negotiables.
And these are the movements that are supposed to reclaim that strength and resilience.
That's the claim. And we're going to be looking at real-world examples, too.
Yeah.
People from their 30s all the way into their 70s.
To show how quickly the body can respond.
Exactly, when you give it the right stimulus.
All right, let's jump in. The first non-negotiable is deceptively simple.
Very.
Movement number 1 is hanging.
Yeah.
That's it. Just grab a pull-up bar, a branch, whatever, and just hang there.
A full dead hang.
And I get the immediate mechanical benefits,
Yeah.
decompressing the spine, good for the shoulders, and of course, building grip strength.
Right, but what's truly fascinating is how that one thing grip strength
Mm-hmm.
connects to your overall systemic health. It's not just about your forearms.
Okay.
Researchers literally use the strength of your grip as a powerful biomarker of longevity.
A biomarker. That sounds intense. Usually you think of, I don't know, telomere length or complex blood tests. Why is something as basic as how hard you can squeeze? Why is that one of the strongest predictors?
Well, think about what a strong grip requires. It's complex, it's coordinated firing of muscle, and a really robust central nervous system to command it all. It basically shows high general system integrity.
So it's a window into the whole system.
Exactly. And the data is just stark. There was a massive study in 2018 published in the BMJ that showed low grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of early death,
Wow.
linked directly to higher risks of heart disease, cancer, you name it, all-cause mortality. Your grip is like a silent, tangible measurement of your body's resilience.
So a strong grip isn't just for opening jars, it's your body communicating its overall health. That gives the dead hang a much higher purpose.
It really does.
But, for someone who hasn't tried to hold their own body weight in maybe 20 or 30 years, this has got to feel intimidating. Where do you even start?
The sources are really clear about gradual progression. If you're a beginner, you absolutely start with an assisted hang.
So using a chair or something.
Yeah, put your feet on a chair, a low rail, support maybe 30 to 50% of your weight. The initial goal is just to teach the shoulders and hands how to accept that load again.
In tiny increments.
Tiny, 5 to 10 seconds at a time. The focus isn't endurance yet, it's just adaptation.
Right.
The sources say to aim for about 5 minutes of accumulated time a day, all broken up into those small chunks. Then, once you can hold for, say, 30 seconds unassisted, you move to the full dead hang.
And for advanced folks.
Then you build up to 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You can play with variations like mixed grips or even one-arm hangs.
I love that the material also included a practical solution for people without a pull-up bar at home, the rail hack.
A genius workaround, isn't it? Find any sturdy rail, a fence, a balcony grab on, but also place your feet up on the rail.
Okay, so you're not fully vertical.
Right, and you just let your lower back gently sink down. You get this incredible decompression through the spine and shoulders without having to hold your full body weight. It's a great way to train the position safely.
And this stuff pays off fast.
Mm-hmm.
The anecdote about Chris, a 61-year-old student, was amazing. She started at a 2-second assisted hang.
And within weeks, she was up to 30 seconds completely unassisted.
But it wasn't just the 30 seconds, was it?
No, that's the real power of the story. She said her shoulders felt free for the first time in decades, and that physical freedom, it inspired her to start hula hooping again.
That's incredible. It unlocks play.
Shows that reclaiming one essential movement can just ignite the desire for more movement.
So the message is clear. Hang daily to decompress, strengthen, and quite literally grip more life.
That's it perfectly.
Okay, so if resilience starts in our hands, where do we go next? The sources suggest we need to go back to the ground. Movement number 2, the deep squat.
And we have to be clear here. This isn't the kind of squat you do with a heavy barbell in the gym. This is about reclaiming the original human resting position.
The position we all had as toddlers.
Exactly. We need to just acknowledge that our modern world chairs, toilets, cars has basically engineered the deep squat right out of our lives.
And when you lose that ability to squat deep, what happens?
You start a cascade of loss. You lose ankle mobility, hip function, spinal health. And eventually that cascade leads to a loss of independence.
So the deep squat is actually like a diagnostic test for your whole body. If you can't get there, something is compensating somewhere else.
It forces the full range of motion in the lower body. So for anyone wanting to start, we start gently. A beginner can just hold on to a door frame or a couch for support.
And what if your ankles are too stiff?
Elevate your heels. Put them on a book or a small step.
Yeah.
It makes the position instantly more accessible for most people.
I can't remember the last time I sat that low. The idea of reclaiming a childhood posture it's pretty compelling. What's the goal?
Accumulation. Just like the hang. It's not about holding it for 10 minutes in one go.
Yeah.
A beginner should just aim for 2 to 5 minutes total spread throughout the day in that assisted position.
And for intermediate?
You start moving towards squatting, unassisted,
Mm-hmm.
keeping your chest up, aiming for maybe 15 to 20 minutes a day.
And the advanced goal is just to make it your new chair.
Pretty much. Spending
Yeah.
30 minutes or more a day, maybe while you read or watch TV, just making it a comfortable, normal position again. We saw the story of Tom, who went from a shaky 30 seconds to holding a deep squat for 7 minutes straight.
A 7-minute squat, that's a huge return on investment.
It really is.
And that sets us up perfectly for movement number 3, which is the functional application of that squat. Sit to stand. The sources call it the independence test.
And that's not an exaggeration. The material argues this one ability is the literal line separating independence from relying on other people.
The stakes are incredibly high with this one.
Terrifyingly high.
Yeah.
The sources bring up that 2012 study on the sitting rising test, or SRT. It's just a simple test of how easily you can get up and down from the floor.
Can you just remind us of the key finding from that? Because the numbers were shocking.
There are survival statistics. People who struggle badly to sit and rise from the floor, meaning they had to use their hands or knees or roll to their side for help.
Yeah.
They were found to be 5 times more likely to die within the next 6 years.
5 times. Think about that. This isn't just about fitness anymore. It is fundamental survival training.
It is. So the training methods focus on control and self-sufficiency. Beginners start from a standard chair and just practice standing up without using their hands.
And once that's easy,
You lower the height, move to a lower stool or a stack of books. You're training the strength to manage your own body weight from lower and lower points until you can get up from the floor.
without pushing off anything.
Precisely. Intermediate practitioners then work on rising from the floor, using only their legs, managing different positions like cross-legged sits or kneeling, all without a hand for support.
And the data reinforces just how life-saving that control is.
Absolutely. The SRT study quantified it. Every single point you lose on that 10-point test equals a 21% higher risk of death. The ability to just navigate the ground is predictive of your overall vitality.
The story of Patricia, a student in her 60s, really hit home for me. Her goal was just to stand up without pushing off her knees.
And after 3 months of training, she did it. Her independence was literally handed back to her.
The key takeaway is just undeniable. If you reclaim the ability to rise from the floor without help, you are fundamentally lowering your risk of an early death.
It's that serious.
So let's shift focus a bit from independence to protection. Movement number 4 is hip mobility. The sources call strong, mobile hips the foolproof foundation.
They're critical life insurance. Stiff hips are a huge threat to longevity because they lead directly to poor balance and a much higher risk of falling.
And falls are the #1 way aging robs people of their freedom.
Exactly. We need hips that can absorb and redistribute force.
So this is about injury prevention as much as performance. What are the key ways to start unlocking the hips?
We start on the floor with something simple, like the 90-90 hip rotation. You sit on the floor, both knees bent, and you just gently rock from side to side to rotate the femur in the hip socket. It looks simple, but it's profoundly useful.
And once you've got that basic range of motion back,
Then you can start exploring loaded mobility. Moves like the Cossack squat, which is a deep lateral lunge, or the pigeon pose. The goal is to safely increase the load and the range at the same time.
we have to pause here because the consequences of neglecting your hips are so severe.
They are catastrophic. Studies have shown that hip fractures in older adults carry a terrifying 20 to 30% chance of death within a year.
20 to 30%.
You really can't overestimate the importance of this. Mobile hips let you shift your center of gravity instantly. They stop a stumble from becoming a devastating fall.
And the anecdotes showed how quickly people feel relief. Michelle couldn't bend down to feed her dogs without pain, and then after training her hips, she's sending videos laughing while she does it.
Or Sharon, who went from having hip pain that ruined her sleep to waking up completely pain-free.
It's your life insurance. That's the perfect way to put it.
It makes you more resilient to everything.
Which brings us to our final non-negotiable. Movement 5, isometrics and core stability. The anti-fall armor.
Yes, and this is a really critical distinction to make. Strength that holds you still is just as important, maybe more so, than strength that moves you.
Okay, say more about that.
Isometrics, these static muscle contractions, they train stability and balance. This is your core shield. When you trip, it's that isometric strength that keeps you from rotating, that keeps you upright. It's what saves you.
So we're talking about anti-movement strength. What are the most accessible ways to train that?
For beginners, it's the basics. A wall sit is a perfect isometric squat. Planks for core stability. And just simple single leg balances. The focus is holding perfectly still against gravity for longer and longer.
And for intermediate and advanced?
Intermediate, you increase the duration or complexity. You do lower planks or horse stances. You challenge your single leg balance by closing your eyes.
And for the really advanced?
The sources mention things like loaded carries or even gymnastics holds like chest-to-wall handstands, building that full body tension.
Let's connect this back to the global picture on falls. This isn't a problem in just one country.
It's not at all. The Lancet Public Health reported that falls are the second leading cause of accidental death worldwide in older adults. Training stability daily is a global health imperative. It's a skill that needs constant practice.
And the results speak for themselves. Gail, in her 50s, said after just 3 months she felt stronger, moved better, and, I love this, felt like herself again.
Or Ingrid, who went from debilitating hip pain and balance issues to doing full, pain-free deep squats. Her stability training made everything else possible.
The takeaway here feels urgent. Stability doesn't just improve your life.
Stability equals survival. Train it every day.
This has been a really profound deep dive into how we just have to fight to keep. Let's recap the 5 human non-negotiables we pulled from the sources.
Okay.
Hang, squat, sit to stand, free your hips, and build stability.
And those 5 movements, together, they offer a kind of roadmap back to autonomy. We saw the evidence. Chris rediscovering play, Patricia regaining her independence, Sharon sleeping without pain. The sources make a really compelling case that this kind of movement doesn't just slow down the signs of aging, it actively reverses the signs of neglect.
It's such a powerful testament to the body's adaptability no matter what number is on your driver's license. The ability to do these basic human things. It should be non-negotiable for anyone who values their quality of life.
We just have to move like the resilient humans we were built to be.
Which leads us to our final thought. If these 5 movements, hanging, squatting, getting up and down from the floor, if they are so universally essential for our independence and our quality of life, then we have to ask ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
in what specific ways has our modern environment, our chairs, our cars, our elevators, in what ways has it disincentivized us from doing these biologically non-negotiable movements? And what are the unseen long-term costs we're all paying for that convenience?
It's a question of environment versus our own biology, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot to think about there in terms of where you can reintroduce these demands back into your day.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.